Every year, the Earth absorbs 3,850,000 exajoules of sunlight. This is more energy in 1 hour than the Earth uses in an entire year. Somehow, very little of this energy is used to power our cities and homes. For example, in Africa, 900 million people are living in poverty, many without electricity. These people do not possess the amenities that we take for granted, partly due to a lack of fossil fuels. Bringing in renewable energy into these impoverished nations would produce a variety of beneficial effects, including producing a new generation of skilled workers to build a stronger economy.
These African nations do not possess many sources of fossil fuels, and because these countries are so destitute, they cannot afford to finance renewable energy projects or drilling explorations to obtain those fossil fuels that they have. Thus, they are left to import foreign oil. That oil is both expensive and limits their energy supply, and that oil can't last forever.
Another reason why these countries do not have renewable energy is because of the current inefficiency of renewable energy technologies, and the lack of an immediate return for investors. As of now, solar panels and wind turbines are both expensive and inefficient, which makes investors wary of installing them, especially in a destitute nation. Even though alternative energy technologies offer a return on investment, this return is expected to come about 10 to 15 years after installation because of the high start costs. Since there are no short-term benefits, many investors will not invest in alternative energy. However, new technology has been developed that decreases initial startup costs and offers a faster return on investment.
The final reason why African nations do not possess significant sources of renewable energy is because there is a large lack of public education in order to incite progress. Since there is no education for a majority of the population, there can be no skilled workers to advance the nation. They do not have the knowledge to create or perform maintenance on alternative energy gatherers, such as solar panels and wind turbines. Our plan also includes an education program to create a new generation of skilled workers for construction, maintenance, and research of alternative energy.
Organic solar cells are a new technology, and one that offers much promise for use in developing nations. They are far cheaper than traditional solar cells because they do not use expensive materials. They are also disposable, cheap to mass produce, and offer a fast return on investment. However, the record efficiency for organic polymer solar cells is only 8.3%. However, this number has increased rapidly over the years leading up to this record, and thus shows much promise for the future.
The first solar cell was made in 1954 at Bell Laboratories and made for toys. The price differential between solar and fossil fuels was astronomical, about $250 per watt for solar compared to $2 or $3 for coal. Solar cells were rescued from obscurity by the space industry, as they had the highest power-to-weight ratio of any power-producing material. However, the major breakthrough in solar power came much later, when a researcher realized that imperfect, normally reject, silicone could be used in solar cells without any performance dip. The price of power per watt decreased fivefold in 2 years. The price of solar energy has been decreasing ever since, and now the price is about $3.40 per watt for large commercial arrays.
Wind turbines convert the kinetic energy of wind into mechanical energy, which is then converted into electrical energy. Horizontal turbines are more popular in rural settings, whereas vertical axis wind turbines are normally the type used in urban environments. Many wind turbines have a gearbox, which converts the slower rotation of the blades into a faster rotation, which is more easily converted into electricity via a generator. Even though wind turbines are normally found on land, they also show much promise in being used offshore, where there is a near constant wind.
Windmills have been around since 200 BC, where they were first used to grind corn and lift water, among other tasks. The first electricity-producing wind turbine was created in Scotland in 1887 by academic James Blythe, which was used to power his home. Since then, wind turbines used to create electricity have gotten larger and more efficient.
Of course, the governments of these African nations need to take action in order to secure their energy for their future. These governments need to fully support this plan and build a strong public support base through a basic education program in renewable energy, much like IMSA's Eco House.
If this plan is successful, these African nations will eventually be lifted out of poverty to play a larger role on the world stage than ever before. This program will create jobs, thus strengthening the economy. This economy can then create a public education program better equipped to create a new generation of skilled workers. Although the initial cost will be high, the payoff will come, and besides, the benefits of the project are worth the cost.